Carl Jack Bauer was born May 18, 1908 in Saginaw. He earned 9 varsity letters as a standout athlete in football, basketball, and baseball at Arthur Hill High School. Bauer was also captain of the Letterman's Club, president of the Booster Club, class treasurer, and the Legenda's editor-in-chief. In 1926, he would graduate and go on to play 1 year of football as a member of Alma College's MIAA championship team. He later played 3 seasons at the University of Michigan, alternating between guard and tackle under 2 coaches, Ted Weeman and Harry Kipke. In 1931, Bauer graduated from Michigan with a degree in engineering.
Following his graduation from the University of Michigan, he started his business career and added to that officiating as a hobby.
That same year, he began a distinguished 30-year officiating career, where he worked football and basketball games, including the Michigan High School Athletic Association Finals in basketball. Bauer worked his way through Class D high school football games, then C, B, and A games, before officiating MIAA and Mid-America Conference contests. He was the head official of the first 9 Red Feather football games. In 1942, Commissioner Tug Wilson named Bauer to the Big Ten officiating staff. He was employed as a professional engineer and later as a manufacturer's representative, but was widely known throughout the Midwest as one of the finest Big Ten gridiron officials.
Jack started at Class D and moved up the high school ranks in MIAA, Mid-Michigan, or the Mid-America League, I should say. And then he got invited to work in the Big Ten, which he took.
During his 15 years as an umpire in the Big Ten, 1942 to 57, he officiated from coast to coast, working in all sections of the United States in non-conference games.
Where they had a rule that if you officiated a game involving a school you graduated from, or you could not officiate a game involving a school you graduated from. They changed that rule, and the first game he got involving the University of Michigan was a Michigan State game. In that game, a Michigan State back broke through the defensive line. My dad was backpedaling away, and the player broke to the right. The defensive man broke to the left of my dad and tackled him near my dad, rolling under him and knocking him down. The New York Times had a headline in the sports section that basically said, "Michigan has 12 men on field. Former Michigan player tackles state man going for TD." One of my dad's prized possessions was a picture of an official tackling a football player sent to him and signed by Duffy Doherty.
He also worked Cotton and Sugar and Orange Bowl games, and his career was highlighted when he umpired the 1955 Rose Bowl game between Southern California and Ohio State.
The Rose Bowl football game was a big deal. And Jack Bauer used that 1955 game as a family vacation. He flew his wife and 3 kids out to Pasadena, and he says that was the most expensive vacation he's ever taken.
We did the typical things the morning of the Rose Bowl, the parade and lunch, and got to the stadium, and it started to rain. And it rained, and it rained, and it rained. That Rose Bowl is now commonly known as the Mud Bowl. I should point out that Ohio State beat Southern Cal 20-7.
In 1958, at the age of 50, the National Football League Commissioner, Bert Bell, appointed Bauer to the league's officiating staff. Bauer worked 3 seasons in the NFL before retiring from officiating in 1961. Bauer was a member of First Congregational Church, the Saginaw Club, the Saginaw Country Club, the Michigan Society of Professional Engineers, and the National Society of Professional Engineers. In 1977, he received the University of Michigan's Distinguished Alumni Award and was posthumously inducted into the Arthur Hill Letter Winners Hall of Fame in 1980.
Probably the best man I've ever met to go to for advice. He never ever failed to give you good advice, and I will tell you a story about that. My dad looked at me and said, "Tied one on last night, huh?" I said, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Mm-hmm. What'd you drink?" 7 and 7s. "Mm-hmm." He said, "How many bottles of 7-Up did you drink?" I said, "I think that's a loaded question." I said, "I don't know, 6 or 7. He said, "Mm-hmm." He said, Would you ever, on a night when you weren't drinking, go out and drink 6 or 7 bottles of 7-Up? No, I don't think I would. He said, next time drink it with water, you'll feel better the next day.
Bauer passed away September 7, 1977, at the age of 69.